28.
Page?
Who are those people? Page number 17. Who are those people who say that we are Muslim before?
Yes.
Because for becoming a Muslim, we have to submit and we have to
Yes.
agree.
Yeah, Muslim means submit, na?
Yes.
So suppose I was not drinking alcohol. I was not doing wrong. You understand some of the ayahs. And when the ayahs are recited to them that this gambling is not right, okay, that ayah. Or do not go near to adultery, that ayah.
Okay.
Those ayahs that a person is submitting without listening to a Quranic ayat, he was already submitting to that he was not going near to adultery, he was not gambling, he was not doing these wrong
Wrong
acts.
things.
So when he read the ayah and when he read the ayah that Allah is forbidding not to go to these things, so he was already a Muslim for that. He
So
was
what's the difference between?
Sorry?
What is the difference between that person who is following?
No,
and
submitting.
Submitting and
He was already submitting to the essence of the message when delivered to him. Before the reading of the Quran, not after he did not start doing it. You see, there are people who listen to an ayat and they were doing certain things wrong. So then they correct. That also people.
if the case is with the
No,
non-Muslim.
No, sometimes there are things that a person, when you read an ayah, there are certain things in the Quran which you are doing wrong.
Yes.
So you listen to the ayat and then you submit, become a Muslim. But there are certain things you don't know, but when you read an ayah, you say, I was practicing this, I was already submitted, I knew this was right. You understand? In that context, you are a Muslim submitter from before, of that particular ayat. Not the whole Quran. Not the whole Quran, only on those
That part of the.
on those ayahs. That ayah says, whenever the ayahs start with this, whenever the ayat is recited on them, so they said we were Muslims from before, they recognize the truth. What is that ayah?
And it is.
وَإِذَا يُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ When the ayahs are recited over them, قَالُوا آمَنَّا بِهِ They say we believe with this. إِنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ Surely this is the truth from our Lord, from our Lord. إِنَّا كُنَّا مِنْ قَبْلِ Muslim Surely we were Muslim submitter from before. In those ayahs, that particular ayahs, that was recited to people and they were already a submitter to that when they listened to that I am telling you that they were not doing gambling, they were not playing cards, they were not gambling, they were not doing adultery, and when they listened, the ayah says that we should not do, so I will say I was Muslim before, I was submitting to this before. When the ayahs were read to me, not the whole book of the Quran, only those ayahs which I heard and I was already a submitter from before, I said I was a Muslim submitter from before.
Submitter for Allah.
For Allah. When these are, because these ayahs are of Allah, na?
No.
Yes, these ayahs were of Allah's ayahs. These are Allah's ayahs. They were recited on me. And I was a submitter of these ayahs from before. Before these ayahs recited to me, I was already submitting to the ayahs. But I didn't know it was written in the Quran. I did not know it was written in the Quran. I was already submitting from before. But when the ayahs were recited, I was confirmed that this is right, this is the truth.
So I have become Muslim.
You were submitter from before.
Okay.
You become a Muslim, you will announce to the world that you have submitted. But you knew that I was submitting from before.
If a non-Muslim is doing the same thing.
No, I am telling you, any human being in the world, there are certain things that he already submits. But he doesn't know what is the truth and what is false. So when he reads the ayah of Quran, there are certain things he's already submitting. Because he has to submit. Allah has made a nature of ours that they will submit. So when he read the ayah, there are certain ayahs he was already submitting from before. So in those ayahs, for those ayahs, he says, I am already a Muslim submitter from before. But not the whole Quran. There are so many things he was doing wrong. So for that he corrects and amends, then he submitted to that. So he is, in all his life, he is submitting, one ayah, two ayahs, three ayahs, submitter. But at the same time, he was also submitting certain ayahs from before. When the ayahs are yes, he said, yes, I submit, from before I was submitting. I had been already agreeing to not to do adultery from before. It was not that it was written in the Quran, he was doing it from before. But when the ayahs were recited to him, he said, yes, I was submitting before. This is agreed, I submit now. Before I was submitting.
Okay.
to those essence of the ayat of the message. Thank you.